Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Build with AI Regional Ambassador Talks, where we interview some of the most innovative ambassadors from across the globe about their stories, projects, and thought leadership. Today, we have Diksha Pillay, who is our regional ambassador from South Africa. She's a strategic advisor for climate change, net zero decarbonization, and Hydrogen Valley at Exaro Resources. She's responsible for the decarbonization plan to achieve the aspiration of carbon neutrality by 2050. She's also the director of Imagine Engine, a boutique technology firm specializing in digital disruptive solutions to the future imagined today, and also the co-founder of a not-for-profit organization, Geek Girls Foundation, that specializes in offering digital online development platform services that is career-based to increase access and relevant soft skills and technical content for women all across South Africa. Today, she's going to be speaking to us about AI in the net zero economy. She and her co-founder will be running through some of the pressing issues that the world faces in this context and some of the potential solutions that we can action. Welcome to the live stream, Diksha.
Thanks, Janssen. It's great to be here.
Great. So I'm just going to kick things off by sharing the presentation, and then you can just walk through some of the slides and provide some context where it's most useful.
All right, sounds good. Right.
Go ahead, Diksha.
All right. Hi, Hackmakers, and thank you again for giving me the opportunity. So my discussion today was around how AI-led gamification can fast-track the journey to net zero. Now, everybody talks about gamification, but what is it? Basically, it is a way to make routine tasks fun for us humans. How can AI help? Well, with advancements in technology like VR, and you all seen in Pokemon Go, it can really get reach and access. And what about net zero? Well, I'm sure you all heard about Greta Thunberg's How Dare You? So my co-founder, Kubeshni Governor, and I decided to combine these three to bring you an exciting AI game called The Journey to Net Zero. So I hope you found that really interesting, Jansen.
It is very interesting. So what does Code Red for Humanity mean in this slide?
Oh, I'm sure we all know in August the newspapers were splashed with Code Red for Humanity in the wake of the release of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change Sixth Assessment, which finds us humans activity is changing the way the earth operates. They use words such as unprecedented, inevitable, and irreversible. I'm not sure about you, Jansen, but I feel really guilty. And like we as human beings need to start taking accountability for our actions. Because as you can see, between the 1.5 degrees to the 2 degrees Celsius warming, there is huge and massive impacts. For
Mm.
example, I'm sure you know down there in Australia with regards to your coral reefs, what do you think would be the expected, or how many percent do you think would be disappeared if we don't reach the 1.5 degree or 2 degree warming? You can't look on the slides.
I definitely thought a majority of them would disappear, but
Yeah,
these numbers, unfortunately, are very, very, very concerning.
very concerning and alarming. So hopefully, if
Mm.
we can get to 1.5 degree warming, we can save at least 10 to 30% of your coral reefs. We could reduce crop yields. The reduction of crop yields would be about 3% compared to 7%. So you can see why it's really important that we all start to get involved right now.
Yep. Okay. So how can someone get involved in this very important cause?
I think being part of Hackmakers for me was one of the ways of getting involved. I mean, I had the opportunity this week to participate with global teams, and they came up with really insightful applications and solutions of how we could use AI for crop yields as well to evaluate nutritional value so we can save food. And as you know, with climate change, it's going to be much more difficult to grow food. So I think to everyone on the call listening, Hackmakers is definitely a place to be to show how you can get involved. And I did put a joke there in terms of AI. Just remember when we are doing AI, there's Planet Noob, but always remember there's no Planet B. So just so for some fun context. Other ways we can get involved, we have the opportunity for COP26. It started this week, so we're hoping that in terms of net zero and really finalizing the definitions and criteria for net zero will occur during COP26. And then you have the likes of Uplink, which my co-founder Kubeshni and I participated in the World Class Education Challenge. And that's where the idea of our game came from. And companies like Microsoft and Amazon with net zero ambition. So I think also for the students on the call, it's a great opportunity to explore in terms of career paths that you want to take. Definitely a lot of work coming in terms of carbon credits. For example, if you look at Elon Musk, I think Tesla makes more than $518 million just from selling carbon credits. So, it's also an interesting business opportunity. So for our innovators and students today listening, definitely there's a lot of avenues for you to get involved in going forward.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's so many local chapters that you can have a strong impact within your community, and together it can cause some really global changes, and hopefully we can reach the levels that Tesla's reaching as well.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about AI applications in this field?
Yeah, so there's many AI applications, and it really does stem across the spectrum. I think in terms of understanding where we can apply these AI applications, I did make a reference that everyone, of course, welcome to go to the GHG protocol to understand where all these emissions come from and how they classified. AI can help us in terms of gamifying education to raise awareness. More than 60% of people are still not aware around climate change, as reported by the United Nations. It can make simulations quicker and faster in terms of researchers to be able to understand our climate situation. It can improve predictions using neural networks to ensure that we can make better forecasts with regards to climate risks. So also, as you know, back in your hometown with regards to wildfires, definitely lots of application there for active tracking and tracing of CO2 emissions for company, and then also for monitoring sequestration and natural carbon-based projects. So, there's a ton of AI applications, and, I'm really looking forward to Hackmakers next year as well to see how, participants will use the technology to come up with these solutions to solve some of these problems.
There's definitely a big appetite for environmental and net zero based challenges for our future hackathons. So I'm very excited to launch that when the time comes. So you've mentioned in the very beginning that you and your co-founder are trying to gamify net zero. So can you give us a little bit more information about how you're actually doing that?
So in terms of the elements, I think we don't want to reinvent the wheel. We tend to use what industry is using. So in terms of gamification, it works on how do we add elements in the game to make it fun and boost user engagement. So we create challenges. We have users. Based on the challenges, they gain points, they have levels and badges, and then they move up the ranking system. And that the concept of badges has been around for many years. I think the easiest one to remember is the Club Scouts. You always get a badge for doing something good. And what we found is that if you use challenges, for example, if we launch a challenge like eating vegan once a week, we can actually reduce our CO2 emissions by 8.4% per year. So based on the number of users we have on our platform, just by launching these kind of initiatives can have a huge impact in terms of reaching our net zero ambition. And then we incorporated reinforced learning because we believe that knowledge is potential power, but real knowledge and real power lies in how you apply it. So reinforcement learning mechanics allow you to train, reward, and penalize so that everybody using the platform can actually learn and apply their learning. Because you hear all these concepts like reduce your carbon footprint, SDGs, renewable energy. But the layman it's out there like myself don't really know how you can apply it, and then also how you can learn these concepts and then be future ready for this net zero economy.
Mm. That's a very interesting concept, and I think it will have a wider appeal. It will make it more enjoyable to be more environmentally friendly.
Okay, so in
So
terms of
yeah.
our, sorry, so yes, I was just going to say, in terms of our problem statement, as I mentioned before, we started off on Uplink. So my co-founder Kesh and I, we're just browsing, innovating, looking for something fun to do on a weekend, and we came across the world-class challenge, and we decided, hey, why not? Let's come up with the solution. And this happened around 5 months ago. The problem statement was there were limited mobile games that encourage and educate all to participate in the net zero agenda. And what we wanted to do was increase the demand for fun, educational, gamified content to promote net zero behaviors, innovative, collective problem solving, and then have high learning retention rates.
Mm. What about the solution?
The solution is really exciting. I think we in our POC funding it ourselves at the moment. So what it does is it allows for authenticated learning. So all our content is verified, by industry experts and scientists. It's not hearsay. We don't want to scare the world in terms of net zero and what's happening in climate change. It allows you to change your behavior, because if you really love the game and participate, you can build your own environment. Education access available on any device. Hopefully we can get it to be data free and offline, so we can get the kind of reach we need. Girls, so that empowers women equality as well. It creates global awareness, it reduces inequality, improve learning. So we're hoping we can also deploy the game in indigenous languages, because we still need to cherish our culture, and then improve learning rates through the mechanism that I discussed prior.
Ah, there's a lot of different focuses that this app can solve. That's great.
Nice. And the theory we applied, like I said, we built in the Sustainable Development Goals. So if you think of Sustainable Development Goal 13, climate action, water, life beyond water, and we incorporate those kind of concepts in the game.
I see. Looks like it can be also a tablet and app kind of experience. Is there anything more that you wanted to add?
Uh, we want to
Yeah.
incorporate, and it is ambitious, and a full e-learning portal, but that is Kesh's responsibility. So I'm hoping we can make some time for her going forward to come discuss how the e-learning portal will work. And it is definitely AI and augmented reality. So you'd be able to go into an environment, put up your tablet, scan your environment, and then capture virtual CO2 and use that for points to build your own net zero habitat. So yeah, it's really exciting and interesting. We're having a lot of fun in developing at the moment.
Great. Hoping your co-founder can shed a bit more light on that in the future. So now we have an opportunity for questions. So just if you have any questions, please just put it onto the YouTube comments. I can see one from Ali Abdallah, who's from iCode Guru here. Is that a question for you, Diksha?
Um, Let me see. I'm not sure. No, I don't really think it's a question. I think they're just asking who is from iCode
Yep.
Guru.
Yeah. I was wondering why that didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
It's okay. At least we've got a couple people who are active. So if anyone has any questions to ask Diksha, feel free to put it onto the chat, the YouTube comments chat. Okay. In case they may not have any questions now, but they would like to contact you in the future, would you like to talk about your contact details here?
Sure, you're welcome to email us at info@ing.co.za. We are looking for seed funding as well, so happy to take those calls. And then also we're looking for enthusiastic young people who can build games, who understand AI, and who just want to be part of the team. So also please send us your CVs or your expression of interest to be part of the team. Right?
Sounds like you're a fast-growing startup, hungry for some investment, but also hungry for some quality talent. Is there any kind of restrictions about the kind of people that you'll hire? Is there any roles that you're looking for in particular?
So definitely tech roles. So in terms of game development, we do want to expand the skill sets, UI, X, UI design, and I think people who also love just playing games, because if you don't love playing games, then you yourself are not going to be able to build that into the game. I've been playing games since I was 5 years old. So it really is a passion for me. This is not just a once-off project. It's a passion.
Okay, great. I think in that case, is there anything else that you'd like to talk about, Diksha?
I think from my side, I just want to thank you, Jansen, you and the team, Rohit and Joshna, and everybody else for this amazing week. We're really looking forward to seeing some of the winners coming out from this session. And it was the first time that us as South Africa participated in your event. It was extremely insightful, the learning, and it's also quite shocking sometimes, because how people can deliver a solution in 3 days. So it really redefines how I'm going to be pushing my team going forward. Like, if Yatson's people can deliver a full solution with a business case, market validation in 3 days, guys, come on, what are you doing for a month? So, it really redefines how we can push ourselves to get an output when you're part of the right team, when you're part of the right culture. So thank you again for that amazing opportunity. South Africa had fun, and we managed to get a lot of community partners at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, Pop Rush, Parity Technologies, and A Connected Humanity, which is a non-profit, and then the Geek Girls Foundation. So it was really exciting for everybody.
Thank you so much, Diksha. It's been a pleasure having you as our regional ambassador, and that was a great interview. Thanks everyone for joining in, and please stay tuned for more regional ambassador talks and project showcases for the official Build with AI post-hackathon activities. Thanks again, Diksha, for your time and your advice, and I hope that the audience does contact you and reach you out if they have any questions for you.
All right, great.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Jan. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.